Hello, willkommen to my very first stream. Thank you so much. It's good to see two of you already in the chat. Spicy, it's good to see you. American Aussie, even cooler to see you. Yeah, thank you for joining. I'm really cut that you can't hear any audio from the videos. I'd love to hear if you can actually hear. I'd love to know if you can actually hear me now with my mic. The mic is working. Oh wow, God. I wasn't expecting that. I was I was expecting all sorts of issues. There you go. But that was sick. Cool. Did the music work for the intro, like little intro video? Because I was so proud of that. But I have a feeling you probably didn't get that either. Oh well. I'll live. I shall live on. Loud and clear, really. Oh, cool. That's interesting. I'll have to explore that further. But yeah, thanks for joining. So today, what I want to do, I'm going to design an case for a smartphone. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of fun. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. It's a completely blank canvas. So it's going to be a bit of fun. But yeah, for those who may be watching this back later on, my name is M. Lloyd, and I'm an artist. And my brand is M. Lloyd Artist. And so I make artwork that's really colorful, and I tend to lean towards really vibrant, bold colors, and I tend to make really weird, abstract, and unique works. So that's my goal. Through my website, you can also find backpacks, smartphone cases, pouches, bags, and I also teach. So you can actually find my lesson, Create an Augmented Reality Sketch on Skillshare. On my website, there's a free trial. And if you really like what I do tonight, you're welcome to subscribe on my Patreon page, where there's some really cool perks for a relatively low cost. But honestly, at this stage, I'm happy for a follow. That's my goal. Get some followers. Get some people watching this stuff. So let us begin. I feel like every single time I start my stream, I'm going to have to go from this screen where it's all really centered. And then like when I change to this other scene, I have to go. So it's kind of, it's going to be a bit fun. I like that. It's a little quirk. So what on earth do I draw? This is every single time I start drawing, I always have this moment where I'm like, where do I begin? And oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the production value. That's really cool. I spent way too long setting all of this up. I probably spent too long, in all honesty. I should have just started ages ago. But I don't know. I'm sort of in the process of buying a house, and I'm also in the process of lockdown, like you fine gentlemen as well. So I don't know. Things have been a bit weird. But and I must admit, I have really enjoyed like making overlays and stuff like that, almost too much. So, yeah, I really should have just got started ages ago. But yeah, it's good to finally get cracking, actually. And I must admit, I wasn't actually expecting to have 2 viewers already, which is really cool. Although I've turned the video count off because that's what all those YouTubers who do 5 things before you start YouTube. This is what you should do. I listen to all of them. So apparently you turn off the viewer count and you just ignore it, and that way you grow. Now I can't decide if I should do like a circle or like something more kind of rigid, like a hard sort of cubic kind of shape. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, you know what? I'll do this. There we go. So what has everyone been up to? Anything exciting? I know I've just been watching a whole bunch of rubbish on Netflix, and which is pretty cliche. I'm ashamed of how cliche I am. So I recently watched that Tenet film, and like, it's alright, it's not bad. I can't remember the name of the producer. Who's that director I love? That guy did like The Dark Knight. The name escapes me. I can't get it. But yeah, it's a good film. I lost track. like halfway through. No idea what was going on. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the cinematography. I kind of like where this is going already because it's not quite as strict. Like the proportions aren't quite the same, so it gives it a bit of character. Let's go down. I'll polish this up a little bit. And what I might do, I'll add a hole. Christopher Nolan, that's right. That's his name. Thank you, American Aussie. You know what? I'm really glad you said that because, yeah, his audio mixes are quiet. You're right. I was kind of watching. At the moment, I start watching his films. I'm not sure if it's maybe the mix or maybe if everyone just mumbles all the time. It's really weird. Like you'll have the main protagonist and he's kind of like, "Oh, what do you mean? Things go backwards." And the chick's always like, and you're like, what? What are you talking about? What did you just say? And so you sort of go back and you turn on the subtitles and it still doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it's a good film though. I actually enjoyed it. If I think back to it, I think the concept of it is really cool. I really loved it. Thank you, Spicy. You should see how this thing's set up. It's actually kind of funny. Like funnily enough, it's actually using a mic stand, which is incredibly unique. But it's sort of like angled down at me, so it's kind of strange. It's sort of towering over my desk and pointing right down at me above my overhead camera, this thing. So it's a really interesting setup. I should take a picture and maybe show you sometime. Very cool. I should actually start drawing, but I'm getting too distracted thinking about this. I'm still trying to make sense of the Tenet film. Makes no sense to me at all. There we go. So I'm thinking what I'll do, because I'm already bored of this shape, so I'm going to kind of cut into it. There we go. And if you have any suggestions on what I could add to it, you're welcome to let me know in the chat, and I'll just ignore it because I'm an arrogant old fart. There we go. Okay. I think I need some more organic kind of shapes, more maybe vines or spheres, something like that. Crystal clear and relaxing. That's kind of what I'm going for. I hear people have these sort of sketching things sort of in the background of what do they have in the background? They have sort of in the background when they're playing games, apparently. That's what I've heard from like other people. So I'll be curious to see if people like that sort of relaxing kind of vibe from these things. That's if anyone actually watches it. American Aussie. I had to watch Tenet with subtitles. I think he likes to treat the audio in his film as organic. That could be true. Yeah, that sounds like what he's doing. There's a bunch of noises going on and not a single conversation, but then the movie suffers from all the audio outside the conversation. Yeah, I had the exact same problem. Yeah, it's something about it. Like, I love his films, and the fact that there's no special effects. Well, there are probably special effects, but there's not a lot. The fact that he tries to all record it, like, I suppose just using a raw camera is really fascinating. But yeah, like, I think sometimes his artistic integrity perhaps gets the better of him. Mind you, though, saying that, like those Dark Knight films, and I loved Inception. I loved that. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it reminded me of. That what's that chick? Yeah. What's her name? River Song. That's right. And her relationship with the Doctor. They sort of go backwards. One's going backwards in times and one's going forwards. Yeah, like I liked that part. By that point, I kind of got it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just slow, but I feel like, yeah, like I didn't really understand what was going on until the very end, and perhaps I should watch it again. Maybe it's one of those films you watch it like 10 times, and eventually you get it. I hope that's the case, because I do want to see some of those action scenes again. I think they were really cool. Awesome. Let's have a look. So this shape, it's sort of coming along. I think it needs something else. What should I do? This is going to be pretty cliche of me, but I'm going to add a vine. So I'm going to go plus. I'm going to add a layer on top. Okay. Peter Capaldi was awesome. He was a really good Doctor. Yeah, it's such a shame that he wasn't in many series. You know, he was only in I think he was only in like 4 or 5. I used to be such a fan of Doctor Who. I've sort of gone off it over the years. Maybe I've just kind of grown up a bit. But then, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those series that sort of changes at the time. So I'll probably get back into it when they maybe change style or something like that. I'm sad to hear that newer woman, what's her name? I can't remember. That new Doctor, she's actually already, I think, bowing out. She's got like 1 series left, which actually sounds cool because it's all going to be one continuous story. So it's actually not going to be broken up stories. It's just going to be one continuous thing. I think that sounds sick. That's what I've been wanting them to do for ages. So maybe I'll have to get back into it. But yeah, Peter Capaldi was cool. I used to watch all the classic ones. I don't know if you guys did, but I used to love like the Tom Baker stuff. That guy has such a weird personality, but it really works. And he has some of the best monologues you'll ever hear. I can't remember what the episode was called. It was like something like The Ark in Space, and it was something like that. I think all Doctor Who episodes are actually called The Ark in Space, really, aren't they? It's yeah, that was really cool. He had this amazing monologue at the end about humanity. Jodie Whittaker, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Like, I never liked the first series that had her in it. Like, and it wasn't because of her. It wasn't that. It was actually the writing I didn't like. I just felt it was a bit. I don't know. I felt it got a bit political at times and didn't really explore the concept of, I suppose, a science fiction. There you go. Let's go like that. Cool. That worked out a little bit better than I thought. I do like this vine thing. Oh yeah, that's right. The writer is Is it the writer or the producer? I can't tell. Yeah, but I know someone else is leaving that. Crazy. Yeah, the Doctors don't last long anymore. They change pretty quickly, it seems. Maybe the BBC doesn't pay him enough. It's probably it. I'm going to add some little details to this vine. I think what I need, Spicy, is some background music. I'll have to get your recommendation on what kind of music I should get, because I don't know. Maybe you think it's not necessary. I'd love to hear your feedback, but I don't know. I worry that it's going to sound awfully dead without music. Mind you, though, if I had music, it wouldn't be playing anyway, based on the video content, so I shouldn't complain too much. But yeah, no. I'm curious for your recommendations. The thing I always struggle with when I'm doing these details is trying to get the sort of texture when I suppose the actual object is curving around. That's always been a challenge for me. So I'm going to try and do that. Yeah, I feel like it needs to be more rounder. I'm going to try that again. Ooh, there we go. I might erase that properly. You got me thinking. I really should watch that. I really should watch some more of those Jodie Whittaker series. See if it actually improved. I'm sure it did. Might remove that one. There we go. If I go like that. Yeah, that's looking a bit better. And I'll fix up the bottom of that texture later on. Cool. Peter Capaldi. Yeah. Oh, that Diamond Wall one. That was so sick. That was such a cool episode. Kind of, I don't know. I found it kind of disturbing, but it was such a cool concept. When he's just sort of like hammering into that wall. It's so crazy. But yeah, I did love that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, I do like the little vine hanging off. It's nice and subtle. I feel like I need something else. God, yeah, that's the Bootstrap episode. Because he knew how events happened, he had to repeat them over and over again. Yeah, I've got to watch that. I've got to watch some of those series again. I know I love them. I only ever watched them once, but yeah, I can't remember what happened. The only thing I remember was him punching into that that wall over and over again. But yeah, like I didn't realize that was a Bootstrap kind of time theory thing. That was cool. I'll have to check it out. Very neat. No, it doesn't quite work. I'll do a circle. I feel like... So the thing that's annoying me is now filling in this empty space. There's got to be something there. I need something. Maybe a texture or a pattern. No, that's lame. I might stick with this hole. I'll see how this hole goes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something a bit cheeky here. Because I can't be bothered getting the perspective right. So I'm just going to create a new layer. I'm one of the laziest artists ever. I'll just, yeah, there we go. So I'll do that. And then I'll go to warp. And I'm going to use this distort tool. And that will allow me to get the shape of the circle in relation to the object. It's a little trick. Okay, cool. But I'm not actually going to use that because the line looks all weird. I'm actually going to just trace over that. And then I think that'll do. I think that's all right. And then if I have something coming out of it, it might distinguish that it's actually a hole. You know what? I'm going to do another one of these. I think that'll be cool because then it just looks, it's more synonymous with what I'm trying to go for. You're probably wondering, what is he going for? And the answer is nothing. Honestly, nothing. A lot of people ask me, what goes through your mind when you draw? And it's honestly shit like this. You know, it's that film I watched and I still don't understand and I'm trying to figure it out. Or it's like, oh, I should watch that show. Or yeah, it's just an utter random chaos that And I think maybe that's why my art is so weird and abstract, because I'm not really ever thinking of anything actual legitimate. It's just utter chaos in the mind of the great M. Lloyd. Let's do this. Okay, let's try erasing that line there. And then I'll erase the bottom of that hole. I'm a bit cut that you weren't able to hear the music for the lobby, because that was actually composed by a really cool friend of mine who we both work with. And he's got a music. His name is, he goes by A Quiet Haunt, and you can actually find him on Instagram. And it's really cool, like atmospheric music. It's hard to describe what it is. I like to call it kind of ethereal. But hopefully when I fix all these audio issues, you'll actually be able to hear it. There we go. I'm just pumped that the mic sounds good, because it's a brand new mic. I haven't really used it before. What's it called? HyperX, I think. HyperX Solo. It's kind of cool. So if you're watching the stream and you're enjoying it and you're not already a follower, feel free to follow. You don't have to, but yeah, it's always good to have a few extra people hanging around, I imagine. I wouldn't know, because this is my first ever stream. But yeah, no, it's been a bit of fun already. I'm kind of enjoying this. Because one of the things about sketching is it can sometimes be pretty, I wouldn't say lonely, but it's a very solitary kind of thing. And I love the idea of actually sketching and like having people to chat to at the same time. That's such a cool thing. That's why Twitch is such a cool platform. I don't know why I didn't get into this sooner. I really don't. It's such a cool thing. Add a little bit of detail on the inside of this cubic kind of thing. And this is a bit boring, so I'm thinking what I'll do. We'll try this out. I'm going to try... should I do a leaf? A leaf might be cool. It would help if I actually drew with a pencil and not the eraser. Let's do that. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that works. I feel like when you add a leaf to something, it just makes it, I don't know, it kind of brings it a bit more into reality. Maybe I'm just talking rubbish there. I don't know. It makes it seem a bit more calming to look at. Maybe it's that sort of mindfulness kind of mentality. I don't know. I like it though. Now I'm kind of wondering if I should maybe straighten up this kind of shape, or if I should just leave it like so. Yeah, I'll straighten up just a notch. So this case is actually going to be, believe it or not, available for purchase. So yeah, for those who don't know, I already design my own smartphone cases. I've sort of had them on my website for a fair few years, but I haven't done a lot of marketing or promoting, so they're they're sort of still kind of new. They're made of durable polycarbonate, so it's actually the same material as what's in bicycle helmets, and they use like a polyurethane interior, so they're very shock absorbent. I make all the artwork tailored to fit, so a lot of people just sort of make, a lot of other designers, they kind of just make a repeating pattern, and sometimes it looks all right, I suppose, but what I do is I kind of custom the artwork to fit the actual thing. And so you can find them on my website. And this particular product is going into a collection of mine. And so you're welcome to check it out if you ever want to. You can go, let's see if I can actually run this. But, but basically, yeah, on my website, you actually go to the Browse Products section. And if you scroll right down to the very bottom of the web page, oh, by the way, there are those cases that I sell already. But if you go right down to the bottom of the page, you'll have my Twitch collection. Sorry, Twitch collection? No, live stream collection. I'm still kind of open to streaming on YouTube, so if anyone prefers that, always let me know. And maybe I will stream to that. But yeah, if you go see the collection, I've actually put some products here as sort of like a place mark, and you will eventually see products here. So I've got some t-shirts there, and this case will eventually be put on there as well, which is kind of cool. I've kind of made it a perk, so if you're a Patreon user, you actually get a bit of a discount, although there's a delay in that, because I have to sort of create your account manually. But yeah, it should be kind of cool. The product won't be up tonight, so... But it will be up eventually, probably in the next couple of days. I might even not finish this tonight. I might actually have to. It might take 2 streams, but I'm going to add a bit of color. That is okay, Spicy. I love that you're here, but yeah, you do your thing. Do your thing. So let's continue this madness of an artwork. Let's hop on in. So I'm thinking maybe I'll return to this little object here. I might actually try moving into a different area, just for something different. This time I'll actually start with an organic shape, and I'll sort of add more sort of rigid shapes into it. So I'm going to go, just for the sake of getting the right shape, I have a little doodle here. Too big. I might go small. I'm thinking something like this. Yeah, I like that actually. That's kind of cool. I like having sort of smaller organic shapes sort of on the top. And so these look pretty rough and raw at the moment. I'll sort of tidy them up as I go. But I'm just kind of using them to get an idea of sort of the composition, I suppose. Then I have to figure out what texture I'm looking for. Okay. I might even move this one at the top just a little bit down. And now I've got to figure out what else I'm going to do with these things. I can't just leave them like that. What shalt I do? Shalt. I'm going a bit Shakespearean again. This often happens with me. Sometimes I go Shakespearean, so just bear with me. I start talking in these and thys, and how are thou? But it's just something you're going to have to tolerate. So there we go. So I'm thinking, my initial instinct is to just do something sort of like a cube sticking out. Or maybe, actually, I kind of like that now. Usually I have it sort of like jutting out as if the object is kind of stabbing the organic thing. Sounds a bit violent. If you're listening to this to relax, maybe that's not the thing you want to hear, but I can't help it. That's the way my mind works. These compositions are born from a violent, twisted mind. They're not. I couldn't be further from that. But, well, you don't know, do you? Let's have a look. I'm going to try putting a sort of weird pattern there. Yeah, I kind of like that. That works. And then what I'll do, I'll create a little doodle on the shape. No, I won't use dots because what I'll do, I'll use dots on the actual thing itself. I've got a little tool for whenever I want to add some kind of sandy, grainy texture. That's how I think of it anyway. I've got this little brush here, which is the most easiest thing you'll ever create. It's basically you just increase the spacing of a standard brush, and so if you bring that right on up, it sort of spaces out the stamp. So as I draw, you can see it's nice and evenly spaced out. So now that I've got that, what it allows me to do, because I find this the most annoying thing. Like, some people like this, they find it kind of relaxing. I find it just annoying and slow, so I just go like this. And actually, you know what? That's too straight. I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually increase the spacing again. I think I had it 90 before. There we go. So I'm going to kind of do it in a curly line like that. Then I'm going to kind of fill in the spaces. Just a really quick, easy way of adding dots to your thing. So for those wondering, this is a really old iPad. I've had it for about 5 years and it's still holding up strong. I'm kind of in the market to upgrade. I say in the market, I want to upgrade, but I don't know. The prices of them are so high at the moment, so I'm probably going to just stick with this for as long as you can. It's more environmental anyway. You should sort of stick with your tech for as long as you possibly can. I'm going to do something different with this texture here. I might try. I'll do a little, nope. Did I actually switch brushes? No, I didn't. Okay, there we go. No, let's do that. I'll go, do I want triangles in here? No, I don't want to keep it too complicated. Let's experiment. We'll go to a different layer. That way if I stuff it up, it's not the end of the world. Now this is probably not going to look very good because no, it doesn't look too bad actually. I like it. I'll stick with that. I wonder if I can add maybe a couple of circles or larger dots. Maybe this will look all right. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. And what I will do, because I want to make it sort of look like that this is kind of being buried a little bit by this object. I'm going to make that line look a little bit thinner. And maybe a little bit more curvy. So the way I'm imagining this, I'm kind of imagining like a little object sort of jutting into a bit of sand. And yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Thank you, American Aussie. I do like your occasional morale boost. It's much appreciated, man. How are you? What have you been doing? Anything exciting, or just as much as one can do during a lockdown? There we go. I'll put that like so. I think I went a bit ambitious on that line. Yeah, that looks all right. I'll keep that up. Cool. I'm not really sure if I'm finished with that yet. I may actually return to it. But what I will do for now, just to make this thing start to look a bit more complete, I'm going to turn that up. There we go. And I want to get the same size, which that is. That's cool. So now I'll do the same thing I did before. Use my dot brush. Procreate is just the most amazing app. And a lot of people aren't aware of it, but it's actually made in Australia. It's an Australian product. I think it was originally founded by just two blokes in Australia, but now they've grown into what seems to be a pretty large company. I kind of follow them on Instagram, and they're pretty cool. They look cool. They look like a bunch of hip, cool people. It's my dream place. I want to work there. But I don't have any like coding skills or marketing skills. All I can do is like sketch weird drawings. There we go. Carrying Spicy in video games, streaming a lot of shows, watched the new Suicide Squad, looking for a side hustle and a new job on the side. God, you're a busy man, American Aussie. You clearly are a busy man. Yeah, carrying Spicy in video games is something that I've tried to avoid in my time, but every now and then you just find yourself carrying him. No, the guy's awesome. If you're watching this, Spicy Orange is the guy who kind of convinced me to do this. And he's got his own channel, which is Spicy Orange Gaming. It's really cool. He's developed a really awesome little community over there. I do a lot of his logos and artwork and stuff like that. But seeing his channel grow over the last couple of months has just been really cool. He's worked hard for it, and I think he deserves any success he gets. Suicide Squad. That's a show I haven't really delved into. I don't even know what station it's on, actually. I don't know if it's on Netflix or if it's on anything else. I don't know. I feel like I need to disconnect from TV shows for a bit. I feel like when you're in lockdown, that's kind of just what you end up doing. You just end up watching too much TV. At the moment, I'm watching this really cool show, which probably, I don't know, maybe at my age I should be watching something a little bit more youthful and cool, but it's The Crown. It's basically this awesome show about the royal family. And I don't know how much of it is like true, to be honest. My parents sort of raised me to be, I don't know, not exactly respectful to our queen. I think my uncle was actually an anarchist, waving the black flag and really sort of protesting against the royals. And I think certainly over the years they've sort of lost their purpose. But seeing, I don't know, The Crown is just such a wonderful TV show. If you've never watched it, it's really well produced, and the music's fantastic, and the acting's really good, and the production values are just amazing. They just do amazing stuff. Oh, you do watch it as well. Wow, cool. Good to know that there are some youngins out there who actually watch that show other than me. I thought it'd just be like one of those shows that all the grannies and the mothers watch and that kind of thing. But no, It's good to know you're watching it. Yeah, Matt Smith was awesome in it. It's kind of funny. After the second season, what they did is they replaced all the actors with sort of older versions, if that makes sense. So they got an older version of Matt Smith. No, just older people to sort of fit the different decade. And they got who's that chick? Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman, is that the right one? Yeah. That person is in... Oh, what's that show that everyone loves? Broadband or Broadband? I can't... No, it's not Broadband. That really cool show that they used to adore in England. Yeah. Broadchurch, that's the one. There you go. But yeah, that... I think it's Olivia Colman. I think that's the right name. But she... my knowledge on celebrities is piss poor. But she plays the Queen and she does it really well. Like, it just works. It's really cool. But yeah, it's good to know I'm not the only one who loves that show. I like foreign dramas. So I like foreign dramas. I found a Chinese one where it's based on the daily drama in a massive video game cafe in China. Wow. God. Wow, what's that on? That sounds really weird. I'll have to check that one out. I can't even imagine that, actually. It sounds like more like it would be the topic of a documentary, but yeah, I'll have to... That's the thing, if I bring up TV shows, I'll get all these cool recommendations, won't I? And then I'll just end up watching even more. Terrible. I'm addicted. I'm fully addicted. And you're feeling my addiction, American Aussie. You should be ashamed. There you go. So I've drawn a tentacle on that. I might actually add this kind of line thing. This indicates that it's sort of going through a little bit. And these lines are annoying me because they're not the right thickness. There we go, that looks a bit better. Now what I might do, I might add some colour. At last I'll add some colour. So I'm going to start off with some nice green colours. In fact, what I'll do, I'll merge all of these layers. I'm going to do something really risky. I'm going to merge them all. It's called Kings of Avatar on Netflix. It's about a pro gamer. He gets dropped from his team, who then gets a job at a video game cafe. He then slowly makes his own pro team with the friends he makes. That actually sounds kind of cool. I shall check it out. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll give you my opinion on it. And sounds cool though. Sounds very different to what I normally watch. So I'm very curious. Very curious. Thanks for the share. I've never been to one of those video game cafe kind of things. I'm not sure if that's what you call them here in Australia, but I remember there was this place that a lot of my mates used to go to when we were in high school. And it was this really weird place in sort of the lower part of Melbourne. And it was kind of weird. It was just like, they really didn't go to a lot of effort on the interior decorating or anything. They kind of just, they just shoved a bunch of computers into a room. And this is a long time ago. I don't know if the place is still around, but I'm not sure if you'd call it a cafe or just a place where there are computers, really. But yeah, a few of my mates used to be really in. They used to go there all the time, and it was really strange. It was like, because they didn't really do up the place. It looked like an office, but it was actually a place where you'd pay like a couple of bucks, and you'd sort of spend like an hour there, and you'd just sort of play World of Warcraft or something. I've never really been into World of Warcraft. A lot of my friends are, But I'm worried that if I get into it, I'll get super addicted. Oh, I should show a cool trick here. So for those who are watching this maybe to learn art, if you open up your layers and you swipe with 2 fingers like so, there you go, that activates a thing called Alpha Lock. Really good for when you're smudging. So just switching off everything else, just so you can see what I'm doing. If I have Alpha Lock on, I can literally just smudge like so. You'll notice that as I smudge, it isn't going outside the areas where there are already pixels. So it kind of limits what you can draw, but it just makes it so much easier. You don't have to mess around with the eraser too much later on. It's a really simple, cool little thing. A lot of people use clipping masks, and that's just as cool. Clipping masks are actually a better option because they're sort of less destructive. Lots of people are dropping WoW for that Final Fantasy MMO. Ah, there you go. See, I'm so not into MMOs that I don't even know which one you're talking about, which is kind of sad. I almost don't belong on Twitch, do I? But yeah, like, yeah, it's funny. I feel like maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like World of Warcraft, maybe because it's owned by Blizzard, and I feel like they haven't had a lot of good publicity in the last couple of years. Maybe that's having something to do with it, or maybe it's finally just getting old. People want to do something different. I don't know, but I've certainly heard that the popularity is dropping, and I don't know enough about it to really comment or critique. But yeah, that's certainly not the first time I've heard of that, actually. But I remember they had all that stuff with those protesters, didn't they? Those pro-democracy protesters in China. And I think recently there's been a lot of sexual assault allegations. I could be wrong. I might be thinking of a different company. But yeah, I think they're one of those companies that their brand isn't as strong as it could be. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's have a look. I'm going to switch off Alpha Mask. I might even... It's kind of funny. It doesn't quite show up on the screen capture, but this color is actually a lot darker than it appears on the screen. But yeah, it kind of looks all right. I'm thinking what I'll do. I shall get that color, and I'm going to... I'll find a complementary color. What have we got here? It's a nice sort of purple. That might do it. Yeah, so I'll create a new layer. And I'll start... And what I'll also do, I'll make this my reference layer. That way I can simply just drag colors into it. Like so. Final Fantasy Realm Reborn is pretty damn good. You can do a pretty decently high level during the free trial, and there isn't any time limit to get to the highest level of that free trial. I gave it a shot and enjoyed it. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll try, but once again, I'm still... I feel like I've got to have some discipline when it comes to video games, because like I just spent the last... How many months was I playing that game? It was probably a good month and a half playing Mass Effect. When I get addicted to a game, I can really get quite addicted. It's hard for me to pull away. So as tempting as it is to get into these MMOs, I know that I'm just going to get stuck grinding, and I'm a bit concerned. I'm worried about my own well-being. I could get lost in an endless loop of enjoyment, and then I'll never stream again. I'll just end up doing that. Oh, I'm actually pasting that into the wrong layer, so I'll grab that one. There we go. Okay. Awesome, that looks a bit better. There we go. I'll drop that in the top. And what I'll do, I know this is technically going to be a much darker color, but I'll use a different layer to actually affect that later on. And here, I might just use that color for here. and I'll use it again. Oh, that's no good. That's no good at all, American Aussie. Yeah, like, yeah, I'm kind of, I kind of hear you, man. Like I don't have anything like that, but I'm very cautious about things like ergonomics now. Like even when I'm sort of sitting here sketching, I'm very conscious about things like trying to prevent things like back pain and stuff like that. Not to say that what you could having like early onset arthritis is something you can prevent, but it's more just I think you've really got to limit what you do, don't you? I think there's that wonderful phrase, everything in moderation, and even cocaine, like a single grain of cocaine. But I think even if you didn't have any conditions, I think gaming should be done at moderation. You should always look after yourself first. I think that's always really important. So yeah, but that's annoying to hear. That's annoying to hear, dude. It really is. But you're probably better off because you'll get more stuff done. That's the way I look at it. Sometimes in every negative there's a positive. Now what I might do with this one here, I might grab a nice orange color. Even though I sort of have been treating this like sand in my mind, I'm gonna go for an orange color like so. And I'm tempted to actually make all of these different colors. Might make it a bit more fun. But if I do that, because I want the background to have a nice vibrant color as well. I might even bring back the phone case. There we go. Cool. There we go. I'll pop that like so. Yeah, actually, you're right. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? Like, what do you do? Yeah. And there's only so much music and podcasts that one can listen to. You kind of need to do something after a while. So, you know what? Fair enough. I take it back. Gaming is maybe one of those things. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's okay to not do in moderation, especially if you're doing a few of them, or I don't know. But yeah, that sucks, man. I wish you the best. I hope there's something you can. There must be some kind of cool hobby you can take up. Because even with things like drawing, like you're still using your hands, aren't you? There's got to be something cool. Maybe you should take up. I don't know. You'd have to be near the beach or something. And in lockdown, yeah, you can't really. Not everyone can get there. I don't know. If I think of something, I'll let you know. If I think of a cool hobby you can take up, I'll suggest it. It's yeah, I see a dilemma. That's a really frustrating one. I might go a lighter shade of orange there. Just like so. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Cool. And I might combine this with a blue for the vine. Because red and blue are your sort of contrasting and complementary colours. Actually, not complementary, are they? No, I don't know, they just work well together. Let's see what Procreate says. What is red in relation to blue? It's a triadic colour. There you go. Oh yeah, that is true, because even typing is going to be kind of tricky. Do you use dictation and that kind of software a lot, or yeah, that's tough. That is tough, man. Like, what do you do? Yeah, I wish I could provide you with some kind of advice, but yeah, that's frustrating. That's really frustrating. Just let me know if you need anything, and maybe I'm always here to talk to. You know my number. Let's have a look. I'll go like that. I'll add a bit of depth to this one here, so I'll get a much more vibrant red color here. And then I'll just blur that in. There we go. Cool. I'll go a little bit darker actually, because it gives it a bit more contrast, makes it stand out a bit. This one here, I'm changing my mind on the orange. I'm not feeling it. I need to go a lighter color, I think. You can draw for me in my stead. I will absolutely do that. I will draw with you in mind. Just tell me which direction you want me to push the pencil, and I'll do that. That might be more difficult typing that in. There you go. But I like your thinking. Maybe that's a service I can take up. I can draw for people with accessibility needs. There we go. This one I'm probably I'm trying to figure out which color I want that to be. I might go a red color. So I'm going to sort of contrast this. And I'll probably change this blue to be the same color as this blue. A little bit on the teal kind of side. I should probably take that out of Alpha Lock. There we go. Cool. I'll just go like that for now. Get the block color in. Yeah, I'll go like that. And then I'll make it just a bit darker again to give it that sense of form. Cool. Oh, speaking of ergonomics, my neck this is the problem with drawing on iPad. Your neck starts to get kind of creaky and lame after about an hour of drawing. Well, at least mine does. Maybe others have more endurance. But I've kind of been thinking of getting those, those Wacom tablet things? Because what you can do with those, like, because you can kind of use the Wacom tablet, this is going to be a really weird diagram here. But yeah, this is me. This is my massive nose and my crazy hair. And so, yeah, with a Wacom tablet, you can kind of keep your neck nice and straight. And because you're sort of eye level with what you're doing, you don't have to bend your head to kind of look down at the screen. Whereas currently, I'm kind of crooked. And this is my issue with drawing tablets like iPads. You could give chat command controls like they did with Twitch Plays Pokemon. Then chat type directions and commands. The AI randomly sketched a member of the chats. It's actually not a bad idea. You know, my original idea for this man was this thing called, what I call randomly generated sketches. I'm not sure if I ever showed you, but randomly generated sketches for me. I'll see if I can show you an example here. This is one here. So basically, which I don't think I ever finished. I never colored in those final lips. But for me, randomly generated sketches, I had this little app. It was like a Siri shortcut thing. And you would start off with like maybe an apple or a square, a sphere, something like that. And then over time, it would just add an instruction, one on top of the other. So it would be something like grow a hand from it, grow a tree, add a leaf, add a wing with a little turbine, add a finger, add a door, and you just sort of keep adding these things and you end up creating these really weird pictures. And so for the first half of the year, that's kind of what I was sketching. I was just sketching all these really randomly generated things. This one here, for example, that's the letter P. And over time, with randomly generated instructions, I added a few fingers, added like a doodle pattern inside, added some wings, added a wooden texture. That's actually a speaker, by the way. So it's quite proud of that one. Add a cubic ring around it, a dial. And so eventually you get these just really weird pictures. And they're always fun. They're always like really different and unique. And so my idea was like to sort of do what you suggested a little bit. Give the chat control of what kind of random instructions. I mean, they wouldn't be random, I suppose, if the chat was in control. But give them some kind of control of what I was drawing, and then I'd have to sort of try and do it. And it's actually a really challenging thing, because sometimes you have to draw things that you're not really experienced in drawing. Like drawing wings for me here was really a challenge, because I don't usually draw sort of animals or objects like that. So it was a good challenge. It was really cool. But yeah, I did heaps of these, and some of them are just really absurd. Like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what this started as. I think it was the letter T, or it was either like a cylinder. I don't even know. But I do love the legs, and I love the little hole that comes out of it. But yeah, all of it, yeah, it's sort of fun when you have that sort of procedural random drawing. You'd be surprised the kind of stuff you end up making. This looks very obscene and gross, but I think I really shouldn't have done that as skin color. That just makes it really weird. You like the heart one? Would you believe that was actually an apple, not a heart? But because you add all these weird things to it, it just ends up looking like a heart. Like, I'll go back to it. Where was it actually? I think it was above. No, I've lost it. There you go. Oh, here it is. Cool. I think it's the tree that I added onto it. That made it look like a heart. But yeah, it's really weird. You just end up drawing this really weird stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So maybe I will do something like that. You've inspired me, man. I'll probably bring that idea back into the fray. For now, I thought I'd keep it really simple and just do something that's really easy and really basic, because like it's kind of weird. I got a bit nervous starting this stream. I don't know why, because I know that I knew there was no one who was going to end up watching this anyway. But I was wrong there, because clearly I had 2 loyal followers the moment I joined, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, no, like I don't know. I got a bit of anxiety before doing this for some reason. And I think it's because I spent so much time doing the admin, building all these videos and everything, that ultimately I sort of built up a sort of expectation of myself. And I think that was kind of unhealthy. The way you should approach Twitch, I think, is, you just sort of start and then you develop it over time. But no, me, I get obsessive. And I really enjoyed this sort of video production stuff. Like, what you don't know is that I've actually got all these slides prepared for when people ask me about products or about Patreon. So for those who want to know, yeah, I am on Patreon. And you can subscribe for, I believe it's $5 AUD, $3.50 USD. And it supports the continuation of the channel. And yeah, the live stream collection, which is where this product is going, you'll get 15% off, and 3 original desktop wallpapers, all for $3.50. If you go upper tier to the gold member, which is about $10 AUD, I think, and you get 25% off the live stream collection, as well as a free code to my Skillshare class, and you'll get gold member privileges in Discord, and you'll get a new desktop wallpaper for every month. So I'm yet to do that wallpaper for this month. Maybe I'll do that on stream. So yeah, that's Patreon. I'm on there, and yeah, if you're watching this, you're welcome to subscribe, and yeah, really cool. I'll hop on back here, and I'll return to this crazy drawing. I need to add something to this thing, but I just don't know what. I might go like that. So in case you weren't aware, this is also going to... oh, thank you. It's been great so far. This is well organized. We need to get our workmates to host you. Yeah, like I'm actually glad I didn't ask for that, because like I know Spicy would have easily, if I asked him, he probably would have hosted me and everything. But I kind of like the idea of starting off small and just meeting a bunch of genuine organic followers online, and sort of just starting off small and growing myself and developing that sort of confidence. Because it's probably a good thing as well, because like clearly I was having audio issues at the start, so I think that's kind of why I sort of kept my launch pretty under the radar a bit. I didn't really want anyone to know about it in case they did that kind of thing. But yeah, thanks for your critique. I'm glad you like it. It's really cool. I put a lot of effort into it, too much effort probably. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I'll have to make you a mod, because I need more mods, because I don't have any. I've got Nightbot, which apparently is a really heavily used thing. But yeah, no, like if you're keen, let me know. I trust you. I trust you're not going to just delete all my followers. There we go. So what am I going to add to this thing? I feel like... Do I just add another cube? I feel like adding another cube would be more synonymous with the rest of the piece. I might do that. I don't want it coming out this way, because then it's going to stick out too far from the actual... Oh no, that's not true. It'll... You know what? I'll do that. I've changed my mind. I'm going to add this little cube. I'm going to make sure that my lines are the same width. There we go. Cool. I might even have this cube like poking through the entire thing. Is this on a different... No, it isn't. Okay. That was probably a bad move. Oh well. I'll live. I'll survive. You should always use multiple layers to maintain a flexible and non-destructive workflow. That's something I teach in my Skillshare class that I always forget to do. Follow my advice, never follow what I actually do. There we go. Okay, cool. Well, look, kind of looks okay, I suppose. Maybe I could extend it a bit longer, but nah. Nah, that's fine. That'll do the thing. So if you're liking the show and you haven't already, feel free to follow, and don't be afraid to join the Discord as well. Yeah, I have a Discord. I haven't put anything in there yet, so I really should try and populate it with stuff. But I have this dream, this idea that what will happen is if I get a lot of really creatively minded people, they might actually share their artwork, and we can kind of talk about that on stream as well. Once upon a time, when I did my degree in music, one of my favorite classes, we'd have this activity, and well, I'm losing my voice. Basically, you would get the project of doing like a 2-minute orchestral composition, and then at the end of the week, everyone would sort of show what they did, and it was amazing because everyone always had completely different things. And so I kind of want to, I loved that so much, I kind of want to emulate it here. I love the idea of giving people like some instructions on what they can draw, and then when they come back for another stream, you can kind of see the different ways in which people approached it. That sounds like a lot of fun. So if you're interested in sharing your artwork, yeah, you can do so on my Discord. There's a little section. In fact, I might even bring that up just in case. Memes and arts. When you get popular, you should invite local artists for showcases. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd even love to get people on, like do a sort of get a co-host artist. I do follow a lot of great artists on Instagram, and I should maybe connect with them and see if they're interested. But yeah, like, so the idea is basically people would sort of share their artwork into this share your art thing. And yeah, then I could sort of, maybe at the beginning of my show, when I have this overlay, basically I'll sort of present your artwork. I'll give you my feedback, which will probably be good because I'm too much of a chicken to say anything nasty about it. But yeah, like I love seeing other people's stuff. I always love seeing it because the way that people approach things is always different, and it's so fascinating. So yeah, you're welcome to check it out. Cool. Oh, I've gone to a white overlay this time. I think it's because I've added color. There you go. I just instinctively went to the white one. I feel like the rainbow distracts from the colors I'm adding, so it makes a bit of sense. There we go. I'll zoom in like that. Let's tidy up those lines a little bit. I'm also well aware that I actually tend to sketch very differently to other people. I know what a lot of people do when they sketch is probably the better method, to be honest. When they sketch, they sort of have another layer and they kind of draw it very lightly and very loosely. And then what they do is they actually do the final outline afterwards, and they do that with more precision, that kind of thing. But no, what I do, I kind of just embrace the fact that it's digital and I kind of just keep hacking into it. I like the idea of it. It's kind of, to me, I kind of approach it a little bit like sculpting. So I'm sort of sculpting my lines a little bit, and sometimes I sort of erase into them like here. So I'll use the eraser just to get the exact kind of thing I want. There we go. I don't know if there's a right way or wrong way of doing it. Watched a silly animator by the name of OniG. Oni Plays. I love that guy. Such a cool YouTuber. Extremely funny dude. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know you were into that kind of stuff. Yeah, like I've seen those videos. So I used to invite famous YouTubers to come and draw them. Usually they have a theme like Pokemon, Simpsons, comic book characters. Yeah, he's an amazing artist. I love his stuff. Yeah, like also, it's funny, today I was actually watching a video he released. It was he plays like Worms Armageddon, and for some reason it's just so much fun to watch. It's such an old game, and I don't know, like I think it's just their personalities. It's just he's such a funny dude. But yeah, like I've watched those things, and they're just amazing. I've always been jealous of those like cartoonists who can just create these just strange kind of characters in just like a couple of seconds. That's a skill I don't have. I could never do that. Or maybe I could. Maybe I'm being too harsh on myself. Maybe if I committed myself to sort of learning sort of how to draw faces and cartoons and things like that, maybe I could do it. But yeah, love Oni Plays. Such a cool dude. That he was in Hellbent. I'll have to check it out. I kind of only got into him about, when was it? Probably about a year ago. But yeah, no, he's a really funny dude. I think I got into him because I watched one of his older videos, and it was what was it? It was actually no. The reason I got into him was because I think he was on Game Grumps, and I was a huge fan of Game Grumps for many years. Such a cool comedy group. But yeah, like there's this really great video series he's got of what's that Disney game? Kingdom Hearts. There we go. I've never played that game. I probably never will. I'm not really into Disney, which is probably a thing I shouldn't say on Twitch because I'll get bombarded with like hate messages. But yeah, I've never really been into Disney, weirdly. I think it was the musicals, that kind of thing, that always put me off. Although I love Disney Plus, I'm now a Marvel convert. I'm certainly a a Star Wars fan for sure. But yeah, like his video playthrough only plays video playthrough of what was it? Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, like so funny. It's just so ridiculous. He's good friends with the Game Grumps group. He's invited Aaron to draw them a lot. Yeah, I think I've seen him that way. I think I've seen those videos actually. Yeah, like they're amazing because that guy is also an incredible cartoonist. Really cool. How dare you in Kingdom Hearts? Oh, I'm sorry. What have I done? I've lost my one follower. Yeah. I don't know. When I was a kid, like I used to, people would show me these Disney films, and I just oh my god, it's my first bot. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers. Let's see if I can do this. If I delete this message, or can I ban him? Well, what should I do? Should I time out or ban him? I shall ban him. I should delete. No, I'll ban him. I'll ban him. Surely that's the right thing that one does. I'm really proud of how I set up my OBS because I've somehow got the Twitch chat controls in here. That's probably like a really basic thing that all Twitch streamers do. But this is my very first stream, and I'm very proud to have set that up in a way that it actually worked. Let's have a look. I'll merge these layers together because they're starting to get a bit... I don't even know what they are anymore. I'm losing track. I'm losing track of my layers. I do like a good bot. I think the bot lets me know that I'm just like every other streamer. Yeah, I feel privileged to have that bot. I feel like for the first time I'm actually a proper streamer. Here we go. Cool. What on earth do I put? What color should this be? I'm very confused. And I feel like, should I just copy the same pattern? I probably should. Make it continuous. One of the most annoying things about my setup at the moment is that I don't actually have any audio myself. So I need to get some kind of headphones or something and plug it in. Because if someone followed right now, I would have no idea. So that's a thing. So if someone has followed, I apologize for not thanking you and not welcome you into the, this is going to sound cliche, the Mloyd artist community. But if you followed, I appreciate it. Let's have a look. And I hope to see you again in future streams. That'll be fun. I might actually just go like that. I've clearly put those dots in a different layer. And you know what? I'll just copy that color there. No, I won't. I'll do something different. I'll go green. Yeah, that'll work. Green and gold. We'll make it like the Olympics. Cool. Yeah, I'm already liking that a bit more. Shall I go teal? Yes, I think I will. Yeah, I've clearly drawn those lines in a color layer, which I'm annoyed at. I got distracted by the bot. I was so excited by having a bot that I'm adding all these lines all over the place. Very cool. That looks nice. I might change the color here because I'll keep the red. Will I? Yeah, I will. I'll keep the red. But I'll add a different color to the top part of it, I think. Okay. Yeah, that works. It's interesting that I've got an organic shape at the top here, so a more rounded shape. I don't have like a sort of cube going into an organic shape. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Oh well, I'm happy with how it's kind of looking. I might change. You know what? I've decided I don't like this color after all. Something about it is just annoying me. So I'm gonna cheat. You know, if there's any real artists out there, you probably think I've been cheating the entire time. It's there you go. I don't even know if this is technically cheating. Maybe there's no cheating in art. Do what works. That's my opinion. But I'm going to change the color this way, and I can actually see from a scope of the whole thing how it kind of looks. I might go. Do I want to go blue actually? Nah, that's lame. You know, I think I liked it as a purple. I might turn the saturation down just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. That kind of works. It seems to fit better with the rest of the composition. Okay. Now, where do I go from here? I might start adding a little bit more depth to this cube. To do that, I'm going to add a layer on top. I'm going to turn the opacity down just a little bit. I've always wanted to know how it's pronounced. Is it opacity, opacity? Is it like an American thing to say opacity, or is it like an Australian thing? I don't know. I know I went to YouTube and I actually did the research. I was like, how is this actually pronounced? And I didn't believe it. I was in disbelief. I don't think they're right. I think it's opacity. No, opacity. That's what I think it is. It's I want to start like a feud online. That's my goal. I want to start a feud of people sort of arguing it's opacity, not opacity. And that if I do that, I'll feel accomplished as an artist. That will make me truly happy. Yeah, true. So for those who don't know what opacity is, I sort of talk about it as if everyone knows. You know the word opaque. So opaque is like something that is not transparent. So it's something that is solid. So if I turn, for example, the opacity, which you do, by the way, if I go to, let's say if I want to lower the opacity of this this block thing, I would go to N, and I would just simply drag this slider down, and what it will do, the layers underneath it will actually bleed through. So if I go to my background layer, I can actually, I'll just make it this for now. Oh, that's right, I got the thing. But actually, I'll pick a different layer because that'll make more sense. But you'll see sort of the colors sort of bleeding through that that image now, which is kind of interesting. You might not see it too well in the capture, but yeah, it's sort of fading. Yeah, like that slider fades the that just adjusts the level of transparency of a layer. So it can be really good. Like if you're drawing a jar of water, for example, you can lower the opacity or the I've forgotten how I say it now. You can lower the opacity of like the water inside the glass, so you can kind of see through. Yeah, that's how I tend to use it. I used it in a. I'll show you how I used it. There's this image I had, and I'm quite proud of it actually. And funnily enough, you can buy this image as a desktop wallpaper. You can buy it as a wallpaper on my website. So whenever I use opacity, it's usually for things like this. So like this is so what I would do is I would sort of draw that as a solid color, and then I would lower the opacity so I could see the table underneath the water. So really cool. Yeah, it should be opacity, because if opaque is its started word, that's how that's what I think. That's my opinion, man. But I hear so many people saying opacity. Actually, no one. I've totally forgotten how I say it now. You've kind of convinced me that it should be opacity, but I think I actually say opacity. So all these years I've been wrong. I don't know. It's a strange one. In relation to my desktop wallpapers, if you like them, they're actually my most affordable product. You can buy them for smartphones, iPads, Macs, desktops, and they're designed to fit the proportions of your device, so you don't have to zoom in or anything too much. It should just be ready to go. For the smartphone ones, I actually include a blurred variant of the wallpaper. So the idea of that is, I'll go back there. So yeah, with the blurred variant, it just allows you to see your icons a bit clearly. So it's good if you struggle to see the text under your apps, that kind of thing. You can find that all on my website. If you're interested, you can grab it. I'll hop back into my work here. You know what? You've convinced me. It's opacity. It's not opacity. That's dumb. I've been saying opacity all this time. I wonder if, because a lot of people, yeah, for those who don't know me, like I sort of teach people how to sketch in Procreate. And I wonder if that's actually come up. I wonder if people are like, what the hell is he talking about? And because I've been saying it wrong all these years. There you go. Thank you, American Aussie. You've certainly, I think you've changed me. It's certainly opacity, isn't it? And I swear I've said that to people as well. I reckon I sort of oscillate between the two words. I reckon some months I'll say opacity and some I'll say opacity. And I reckon every single time I say it, one of my students will say, no, that's actually wrong. It's completely wrong. And maybe they're right. Maybe they've been right all this time. Oh well, I'll live. I'll get over it. I'll just cry into my pillow at night. The humiliation. I'm going to add a bit of depth to this color here. Or this, I don't even know what this is, vine tentacle. I'll go a darker blue. There we go. And once again, I'll actually switch on alpha lock just by using two fingers like that. And that will allow me to smudge a little bit easier. There we go. I'm not happy with the way that's smudged, so I'll just correct that a little bit. And I think because I've got that, yeah, I need to fill in this little white patch. So I'm sort of just polishing up the piece a little bit now. For a first sketch on stream, I'm pretty proud of it. I like it. I think it's doing all right. It's serving its purpose. And what I should do. Where is that line? Why am I struggling to get rid of it? Ah, there you go. The same argument could be talked about with Dynasty. The UK/Oz pronunciation is Dynasty, while the US pronunciation is Dynasty. The American pronunciation is probably that way because we pronounce dynamite and dynamic in a similar way. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Like pronunciation is actually kind of fascinating. Like yeah, that is an interesting one. Like Dynasty, like it feels like it should be Dynasty, but I wonder where Dynasty actually comes from. Like it's probably some like really ancient Latin word or something. God, yeah. Where's that David Astle bloke when you need him? Okay, I'm going to try and figure out where this line is. There you go. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay, there's the culprit. I'm going to get rid of this line. There you go. That was a noob error. None of you witnessed that. Well, you did. It's on stream, and it's being saved to YouTube. So, yeah, I'm sure many of you have seen it. There we go. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Let's see. Is that cool? That's looking a bit better now. That line was annoying the heck out of me. And I don't like this either. That needs to be a little bit more rounder. I'm liking it. I think I need to add a bit more tone to. I say tone. I want to put a bit of a gradient on this this little object here. So what I'll do, you know what? I'm going to add a clipping mask this time because it's non-destructive. So I'm going to go like that. I'm going to make this just a little bit lighter, and I'm going to go like that. Or, you know what? I'll do it properly, more properly. I took an English history class in high school. It was interesting to see the melting pot that is the English language. Yeah, like there are people who like study this, man, like their entire lives, and I'm sure there's probably still so much you can learn. I used to love this TV show. It was what was it called? Letters and Numbers, and I think they have it in the UK. It's called Countdown, and there's always this like dictionary expert, and they always tell you the origins of words and stuff, and it's fascinating. Yeah, it is really interesting, for sure. Yeah, I feel like American education must be better because in Australia, our English lessons were always really rubbish. Really, they weren't very good. Hope no one's an English teacher in the chat. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. The chances of that would be amazing. We even got taught how to read Old English to read the Bible. Oh, wow, really? My God. Interesting. God. Yeah, sometimes, I feel like there's a lot of things the Americans get right, and I feel like education's one of them. And I feel like in Australia, our education system it's just become a little bit too bureaucratic, and it's just become a sort of institution full of middle management, and there's too much kind of stuff getting in the way of actual learning. My mother's a teacher, so I suppose maybe that's had an influence on the way that I think about the education system. It's I feel like we should do stuff like that. A lot of people would say, oh, that's really pointless. A lot of people say that about things like trigonometry. Trigonometry is really pointless. You'll never use it. But I think you do. Well, even if you don't use trigonometry, what you do benefit from that is it's the mental exercise. It's the working out of the brain. When you do it at that age, like growing up, it's going to have some benefits to you. Even if you never do trigonometry, the developing of your own intelligence sort of transfers to other things. So I feel like reading Old English, it might sound pointless to some, but I think that would be a really beneficial thing for an individual to do, just to develop themselves. It's like working out a muscle. Let's have a look. What should I do here? So I said I'd sort of stream for about 2 hours. I'd keep it kind of simple for my first stream. Keep it kind of minimal. But I must say I've sort of got lost in creating this piece and in this charming conversation. So I've sort of taken a little bit longer, but I should probably start finishing up at this point. I might undo that. There we go. But what I'll start focusing on now, or in a few moments, I'll just get the background right. And then I'll see what this thing looks like as an iPhone case. So what I'll do to make the iPhone case, I'll actually I'll go to a little intermission sequence, and that usually takes like just a couple of minutes, and then I can kind of show you what the product will look like as an actual case, which is kind of cool. And it won't be available to purchase right away. I'm still trying to figure out how to make that kind of immediate drop of product, but yeah, like my plan is eventually for the stream, like once I finish a product, it'll be available to purchase immediately, but I have to really get that streamlined system of getting it working. Electives are the strong suit of the American education system. I was able to take a sci-fi and fantasy literature history class. That sounds fucking sick. Which was by far the best class I've taken. Yeah, that does sound like the best class you could take. That's amazing. That's so cool. What on earth do you learn? Like fantasy literature history. I'm trying to trying to get my head around it. Is that like learning the history of science fiction, or is it just is that learning the sort of the history of science fiction worlds? Like it's really confusing. Yeah, but whatever it is, either or, it sounds like a cool subject. I would have killed to do something like that. That's really neat. You know, I feel like I shouldn't cop out here. I feel like I should do one more thing with this sketch. There needs to be something just here in this sort of empty space. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one more little thing. And it's going to be, it could either be cool, it could be kind of lame. But I'm going to add a vine. Will I add a vine? Maybe I won't. I don't know. You know what? No, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to add a random soft kind of shape. And this will either work amazingly or it'll work like an absolute disaster. Let's figure it out. Okay, so maybe I might even curve this line up a little bit. And then what I can do, I can grow something out of this so that it's just filling up this shape a bit. It's this sort of empty area, sorry. Let's have a look. So I might switch off the colors. I might get rid of this a bit. No, you know what? Just in case this doesn't work, I'll just drop the opacity, not opacity. No, opacity. God, I got it wrong again. God damn. We got to read the Princess of Mars, the main character John Carter, who Superman is based off. The class started from the very first science fiction books like Frankenstein to modern ones like Ender's Game, Discworld, Color of Magic, etc. Wow, cool. That's fascinating. Well, I didn't know. I knew none of that. Princess of Mars. Cool. That's really interesting. God, man, I wish I could have done that subject. That sounds cool. Maybe I'll go to America, just pretend I'm a kid. Pretend I'm a kid, and hopefully they'll let me in. I don't think it'll work, but we can always try. You know, I'll start from this end, and I'll go like that. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that little bottom line there. Really? The author who wrote Princess of Mars is the same author who wrote Tarzan. Wow, cool. God, that was one successful dude. Man. Some people have just got creativity just born in them, don't they? Like to actually make two really successful kind of... I don't even know if you'd call Tarzan a franchise. It probably isn't, nor is the other one. But to create like two such iconic kind of things, you'd have to, God, the talent there, you'd have to be pretty amazing. And so many people are like that. They create such amazing stuff. Just a natural born talent. I'll have to check that out. That sounds interesting. Okay, cool. I think I'm liking this weird bit of... I don't even know what this is. Slime? Is it sort of like a stringy bit of ham? I don't know. But I like this little shape I'm making. I think it's added just that one extra thing that it needed. And what I might do, I will grow something out of it even further. Something just a little bit loopy. Oh, I've gone the wrong way with my spiral, haven't I? That's all right, it can be fixed. Okay, cool. Do I like that? I don't know. There's something here I like about it, but maybe I'll go like this. Yeah, that works a bit better. I'll see what happens if I raise that line. I've got a better idea. What I'll do, I want it to hold something. Like a vine holding like a pearl or something. I feel like whenever you add some kind of like twirl or spiral, it always makes whatever you draw just look just a little bit more whimsical. And it sort of wasn't what I was going for, but I kind of like it. It adds just something a little bit different. It's just a little bit of a different flavor to the whole thing. I'm gonna make these lines a bit bigger. See if that makes it look. No, I don't like that. Okay, cool. So I'll add a bit of texture to this weird sphere thing. No, make it more rounder. There we go. You know what? I'm going to switch to a rainbow color scheme. I got bored of the white. There we go. I like the idea of just changing the color of the overlay every now and then. There you go. Just to spice things up. And what I'll do, I shall erase. Ooh, too far. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to erase this line here. And I'll just erase that. And I feel like this little cup thing can either be a little bit more narrow, or I could maybe add a little bit of texture to it. Texture, detail, one of the two. Words are not my forte, as you probably learnt, because I keep saying opacity as opacity. It's got to be. It's opacity. It's got to be, because it's opaque. That's right. I'll get there one day. I'll learn how to say that word. But then it makes me wonder, where did I get opacity from? Where did that come from? It just annoys me, because I feel like I've made up that. Surely I've learnt that from someone. Okay, cool. And I might, just to sort of emphasize that this is sort of sticking out like that. I'm tempted to add little fingernails like that. It's just, no, it's not right. It's too human. Makes it look a bit grotesque. I don't want that. Okay, cool. Okay, now I've got to figure out which color I want this to be. So I'll bring back the opacity like that. And I might, to keep it once again more synonymous with the whole picture, I'm probably going to grab some of the colors here and use that for this thing, whatever the hell this thing is. And I'll polish up some of the lines because they're looking a bit choppy, but I'll hop out of that. Ooh, and you know what? I'm going to need to do that above this layer. So I'm going to create a new layer right here. And I'll do that. There we go. Ooh, I need to stretch. There we go. I think what I really need to invest in is one of those sort of drawing stands that's sort of elevated up a bit. But then I'm gonna have to figure out the camera as well, because I hear that's more comfortable to sort of draw on over long periods. Because I've looked at the timer, it's almost been 2 hours of drawing, so I'm pretty impressed by that. For a first stream, that's not bad. I'm proud. I'm proud of my achievements. Let's hop in here like that. Because, yeah, I'm one of those people. Sometimes I wonder if I've got ADHD or something, because, like, my attention span is so low. Might just be a millennial thing. I've grown up on Facebook and just having things immediately. But, yeah, usually when I draw for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I pick it up later in another 10 or I sort of draw in sort of like short 15-minute bursts. But yeah, like this is, I don't usually spend this much time drawing, but I must say I feel like my mind is somewhat at ease, and I kind of like that. I do like it, and I want to continue doing it. So if you're watching this and you haven't already followed, feel definitely consider following. And if you do, and I don't notice you because I haven't got any audio, so I can't hear if anyone's following, frustratingly. I really should have fixed that. But if you do follow, I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in future streams where hopefully I'll be able to communicate a bit better. Let's go like this. I'll blur that in. So I really should switch. I have already switched that to alpha lock. There we go. I just sort of went outside when I drew the base color layer. If you're watching this because you want to learn how to use Procreate, that's cool. You're welcome to join. You're welcome to learn this way if you prefer. I think sometimes the best way to learn is just to watch people do what they do. That's certainly how I've learned a lot of the hardest things over the years. But consider my Skillshare class, because you actually don't have to be a patron to access that. You can get a 1 month free subscription to Skillshare just straight from my website. So it's pretty easy to find. If you're interested in learning more from me, yeah, and like the Skillshare, I articulate things way better than I do basically here on stream. But if you can actually just go to learn on my website, and if you go to online classes, I'm thinking of doing one-on-one sessions. If you're interested, let me know. But with online classes, you simply click that. It shows you my my course, gives you a little description, and you can actually just click that to get a free subscription for 1 month. And what you actually do, you draw pictures sort of on top of your photos, and it's actually really cool. It's a great little trick, and it's good for things like maybe birthday cards, or it's good for maybe marketing material. So if you're interested in this really cool little skill that I've never seen educated anywhere else, you're welcome to join. So you get a free Skillshare thing, and by the way, with Skillshare you got heaps of different trainers, so really cool. It's not just signing up for my course. You can actually get access to a huge amount of courses within that month subscription. So you're absolutely welcome to take that up. And know that when you do, I actually get a little perk as well. So I get a little bit of a bonus. I think I get like $10 for every recommendation. I could be wrong there. I don't know. It's probably not that much. But it's a great way to educate people, and yeah, if you want to learn more about Procreate, that's probably a great starting point. Okay, I'm liking this. I like that I've added this thing at the top there. I think that worked. It just needed that one more thing at the top. And then once I've done this, I'll finally focus on the background of the case. I'll have to pick a color. I might pick a nice smooth gradient and maybe add some texture to it. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll add one more final color. I might go blue because it hasn't been used as much. I'll go like that. And then I shall add a bit of form. Maybe add a bit more dark to that. So just underneath the cup there, the cup of the hand. There we go, it looks a bit better. It looks a bit more round as well. I also need to clean up this a bit, especially some of these lines. So I should probably do that now. And I'll show you a mock of the product before the end of the stream, I do promise. But yeah, like I probably won't release the product immediately. I'll probably just polish it off a little bit so that it's perfect before it's a sellable thing. There we go. And you know what? I've tried doing that in the wrong layer as well. There we go. Cool. Once again, I'll probably merge these outline layers together. So I've got that, so it's a bit more manageable. And I might even actually add a few lines just in the middle here. There we go. Cool. Just sort of filling in little white gaps that I might have left. And I'll go to the reference layer, the outline layer I should call it, and I'll tidy these up. Cool. So I'm just smoothing these off. I do like how they kind of look like fingers. I like that. It's kind of cool. Awesome. Okay, cool. So what I shall do now, I think I'll get started with that background. I'll do that. So I like to do backgrounds by just simply adding a layer on top of the background layer. I like to sort of have a bit more control. And I shall mute that. Actually, you know what? I will go like this, and I'm going to change the type of, the way this layer is sort of shown on top of the background. So I'm going to go to color. No, actually, I'll go to linear burn. Might be a good way of doing it. Yeah, that's good. Cool. And I'll make this white, so I've got a plain canvas to start with. And now here's the hard part, trying to think of a color that's going to blend really well with everything else here. And so my way of doing it is I'm simply going to just pick anything. And I'm going to just go like this. I could pick a larger brush. Perhaps I should. I'll pick a larger brush. Standard, there we go. Nope, that's not larger. We'll go to airbrushing, we'll go hard blend. There we go, that's what I want to see. Cool. Nice and simple. And then what I'll do, because it's kind of going to be the base, I'm going to go to hue, saturation, and color. And I'm going to try and find, it might actually be that color. I didn't mind that too much. See, I like this sort of reddish color there, but also I kind of like the blue that we started off with. So this could work really well, or it could work, it could be an absolute disaster. We'll soon see. Let's go upwards, and we'll go like like that. I might even lower the opacity because I kind of liked how it looked just before I did it kind of firmly. What I'll do, actually, I'll add another layer, do that, and then I'll have more control over it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't mind that. I might even switch it around and reverse it a bit. There we go. And then I'm going to try, still not really sold on this background, so I'm still just sort of experimenting at the moment. But I could even do something like this actually. Okay, I'm starting to like this. Going on that diagonal. Oop. Turn the opacity back up. The opacity. God, I'm still doing it. It's crazy. I'm going mad. One day I'll call it opacity and not opacity. One day. Okay. Let's go nice. I might go a more saturated, darker color here. Maybe a little bit more towards that sort of pinkish. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure if... Yeah, I'll try this again. Okay. I like that saturation a bit more. Cool. Now, let's add just a little bit more interest to the background. I'm going to do one more trick at the end, but before I do that, I'm going to add a layer. And I'm going, this one's going to be white, just a simple white layer. It's going to look ridiculous at first, believe me. I'm going to sort of intersect like that. I'm going to edit that line. And I'm going to make this alpha lock. So the goal will be to make it look a little bit more 3D. I'll go back to those brush types that I prefer. But yeah, when I do brushes, I always keep it really simple. I do very basic brushes. I don't tend to use anything too fancy. Mind you though, like, not that it's the correct way of doing anything, because there's certainly some amazing brushes out there that you can use in this, just in this app alone. Some really nice sort of brushes that emulate real, like, paint brushes, and it just looks really cool. If you use them correctly, you can do some amazing stuff, but I've always preferred keeping them kind of simple. So now that I've got that, I'm going to change the way that this is presented, so that looks kind of cool. I'll do that. If I want to, I can actually just duplicate that. I can maybe move it over here. I can even stretch it as well. That kind of looks all right. I like this actually. This is kind of cool. And what I'll do, I'll actually distort this one to make it look like it's coming from the front. So it's giving us sort of false perspective. There we go, cool. And I'll do one more thing to finish it off, and then I'll go to an intermission where I'll pop it into a little app that I use, which will show you the mock-up. So it'll show you kind of what the thing looks like. So that won't be too long. So what I'll do, I'll merge those two together. I will also, a little pro trick, I'm just going to duplicate it in case I make a mistake, and I'm going to stack these, so just for better organization. And so now what I'll do with one of these, I'm just going to merge absolutely everything like that, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to undo it. I'm going to undo that merging of layers. So the reason I've copied it is because I want to paste it, which is generally the reason why you copy things. You want to paste them, right? And now I've got two of the same thing. I'm going to simply make that completely black. And we'll see if this looks good. If it doesn't, I'll just get rid of it. But yeah, I don't know, I kind of like it actually. So I'm going to drop the opacity, not the opacity. And when I do that, it'll kind of look like that. And this doesn't work because basically I've got these poles sort of underneath. So I'm going to go to liquify. I'm going to try this out. I've never tried this before, but I'm kind of aiming to sort of push it in a way where it sort of maintains that 3D form. I don't know, it kind of works. I don't know if I'll keep it, but it was an interesting experiment, and I like that I like trying new things. I think it's worth doing. Yeah, I don't know. Now that I think about it, not sure if I like the shadow. Maybe I'll just blur it, make it a little less obvious. Yeah, that looks a bit cool. I like that. I'll stick with that then. And I might even get rid of the top part of this because that doesn't feel like it really belongs. Cool, that looks all right. I'm liking that. And that is probably where I'm going to leave it. One thing I'll do, I'll add my signature logo because that's my thing. And yeah, from there, hopefully that works. Let's see. I might have reached a layer limit there. I'll just start condensing some of these, I think. And I'll try that one more time. Doesn't like that at all. In that case, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. I'll sign it off. Go all pro school. Pro school? Is that a thing? Does anyone say that? Probably not. Let's have a look. Okay. I'm such a stickler for my logo, but I'll do it loose. Just for those watching. It's kind of weird. You'd think the name you write over and over again, you'd be really good at it after a while. But I don't know. I think I'm such a perfectionist with it. Now that I've got that, is it in a separate layer? It is. Cool. I shall make that overlay like so. And then what I'll do, I'll find a nice place to put it. I usually like dumping these things on the actual image itself, but let's have a look. Does it work there? No. No, actually I quite like it there. I'll stick it there. Will I? Will I stick it there? Maybe. You know what? That's cool. I like that. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, so I'm going to go to a quick intermission and I shall be back shortly with a sort of demonstration of what this looks like. So hang tight. I shall be back in... Oh, wow. We got Dr. O in the chat. I didn't even know you were watching, man. It's a pleasure to see you, or a pleasure to read you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of how it came out. It's an interesting thing. It doesn't really have any meaning or anything. That's kind of what I like about these kind of abstracts. They don't hold any meaning. You can sort of find that maybe in your own perception. But what I'll do, I'll play a little intermission. Should be no longer than... it was good to listen for someone with no artistic... Oh, I'd highly doubt that, Dr. O. I think you have a lot more artistic talent than you give yourself credit for. I'm sure I'm sure if I put you up here and gave you a pen and an iPad, you'd be able to pull out some amazing art stuff. But yeah, thank you for the feedback. Lovely. I can't wait to show you what this looks like as a case. It's going to look so cool. I'll be back very shortly. 2 secs, or maybe a bit more than 2 secs. Less than 15 minutes. I'll be that generous with myself. And I'm back, and there it is. That's actually what it will look like. So basically, yeah, I'm not going to put it on my store just yet. I'm going to create, I'll put a bit more detail. I'll probably fix up a few little lines and things, make it totally perfect. But, well, perfect from my perspective, at least. But that pretty much concludes my entire stream. And so I thank you all for joining in. American Aussie, Spicy Orange, Dr. O, and I know there's a few other users in the chat. Thanks for the review, Dr. O. That's really cool. There's also some other viewers in there. Academy Impossible, another TV viewer. Droop Dog, Feet, FTO, Paya, Ice Wizards. All those watching this stream, my first ever stream. I'm very grateful, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing more streams. This is my first one. I haven't got a schedule yet, but I will create one as we go. You're welcome to let me know on my Discord if there's any times you'd actually like me to stream. So I'm sort of open to feedback there, and I'll try and do it according to my schedule as well. But yeah, remember, if there's if you want to learn more about Procreate, you can check out my Skillshare session. And if you loved the show, you want to support the continuation of the channel, you consider following me on Patreon. But yeah, share the word. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. And I also stress, if you want to share your artwork and you want me to share your work on stream, I'll give you a little shout out to your Instagram page or something. Yeah, share your artwork in the Discord as well, and then I love talking about other people's stuff. It's really fun. So thank you for joining. This is a pleasure, and yeah, I hope to see you all again in the future. Thanks so much. If you want to see more, check out mlloydartist.com, and yeah, I'll see you in the future. Adios.